Did you know that 5 critical changes to Social Security disability are affecting millions of Americans right now? And most people have no idea they're happening? In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 most important SSDI updates for 2025 that could directly impact your benefits, from Medicare premium hikes to new earnings limits and COLA adjustments that might not be what they seem. Understanding these changes is essential if you or someone you love depends on disability benefits, and could mean the difference between maintaining your benefits or losing them unexpectedly. Welcome to Financial Area, where we break down complex financial news into actionable information. If you find this helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates that protect your financial future. Let's dive right into one of the most immediate changes affecting SSDI recipients this year: the Medicare Part B premium increase. In 2025, this premium jumped by $10.30, bringing the monthly cost to $185. Now, that might not sound like much to some people, but when you're living on a fixed income, every dollar counts. What makes this particularly challenging is that for most SSDI beneficiaries, this amount is automatically deducted from your monthly payment. There's no option to pay it separately or delay it. Over the course of a year, that's an additional $123.60 coming out of your benefits. For someone carefully budgeting every expense, this is significant. Many beneficiaries have reported having to make difficult choices between medications, groceries, and other essentials because of this increase. This Medicare premium hike is particularly frustrating when you consider it alongside the cost of living adjustment, or COLA, that was implemented this year. In 2025, SSDI beneficiaries received a 2.5% increase in their benefits. On paper, this sounds helpful. But here's what many news outlets aren't telling you. For many recipients, this COLA increase is largely canceled out by the rise in Medicare premiums. Let's look at the math. If you receive the average SSDI benefit, that 2.5% increase amounts to roughly $40 per month. Subtract the $10.30 Medicare premium increase, and you're only seeing about $30 more in your monthly check. And that's before accounting for increases in other expenses, like housing, food, and prescription costs, which have all outpaced the 2.5% adjustment in many areas of the country. It's what many beneficiaries call the disappearing COLA phenomenon. You're told you're getting more, but somehow your financial situation feels exactly the same, or even tighter than before. Now, let's address another critical update that could affect your financial situation: the new earnings limits for SSDI recipients. If you're a non-blind beneficiary who's attempting to supplement your income with part-time work, you need to be aware that the earnings limit is now set at $1,620 per month. This figure represents what Social Security considers substantial gainful activity, or SGA. Exceeding this amount doesn't just reduce your benefits, it can potentially lead to their termination. Many beneficiaries misunderstand this rule, thinking there's a gradual reduction in benefits as you earn more. That's not how it works with SSDI. Unlike SSI, which reduces benefits based on income, SSDI has a clear threshold. If you consistently earn above the SGA amount, Social Security will determine that you are capable of substantial work and therefore no longer qualify as disabled under their definition. There is a trial work period that allows you to test your ability to work while still receiving benefits. But once that's exhausted, the earnings limit becomes a hard line you can't cross without consequences. For blind SSDI beneficiaries, the rules are somewhat different. The earnings limit is significantly higher, set at $2,700 per month for 2025. This higher threshold acknowledges the additional challenges and expenses that blind individuals often face in the workplace. However, the same principle applies. Exceed this amount consistently, and you risk triggering a review of your eligibility. If you're in this category, it's crucial to maintain detailed records of your work hours and earnings. Social Security may request documentation at any time, and being unprepared could lead to complications with your benefits. Some blind beneficiaries have found success working with employers who understand these limitations and are willing to structure jobs that stay under the threshold while maximizing earning potential. Remember that certain work expenses related to your disability may be deducted before calculating whether you've exceeded the limit. This is something many beneficiaries don't realize could work in their favor. Let's talk about the average monthly SSDI benefit, which in 2025 is reported to be just under $1,600. When you hear this figure, you might think, that seems higher than what I'm getting. You're not alone. The average can be misleading because benefits vary widely based on your previous earnings and the age at which you became disabled. Your benefit is calculated based on your covered earnings before you became disabled, specifically your average indexed monthly earnings during the 35 years in which you earned the most. For many younger beneficiaries who became disabled before accumulating decades of work history, or for those who worked in lower-wage jobs, the actual payment can be significantly below the average. This disconnect between the reported average and many recipients' reality creates confusion and sometimes false expectations. In today's economy, with rising costs across the board, even the full average benefit of $1,600 is challenging to live on in many parts of the country. For those receiving less, the financial strain can be overwhelming. With these changes in mind, protecting your benefits going forward requires vigilance and knowledge. First and foremost, always report any changes in your work status or earnings promptly to Social Security. Failing to report can result in overpayments that you'll eventually have to pay back, creating an even more difficult financial situation. Set calendar reminders to check for updates on SSDI policies at least quarterly. The Social Security Administration's website is a good resource, but it can be difficult to navigate. If you find your benefits are under review or threatened, know that you have the right to appeal decisions. The appeals process has multiple levels, and statistics show that many initial denials are overturned at later stages. Don't give up at the first no. Organizations like the National Organization of Social Security Claimants Representatives, NOSSCR, can help connect you with advocates who understand the system. Looking ahead in 2025, mark July as an important month. That's typically when the Social Security Administration begins calculating the next year's COLA based on inflation data. September is when the Medicare premium for 2026 will likely be announced. Being aware of these dates gives you time to adjust your budget before changes take effect. The changes to SSDI in 2025 present real challenges for millions of Americans relying on these benefits. From the increased Medicare Part B premium to the strict earnings limits and the reality of the cost of living adjustment, staying informed is your best defense against unexpected disruptions to your financial stability. At Financial Area, we're committed to bringing you the information you need to navigate these complex systems. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Social Security, disability benefits, and financial matters that affect your daily life. Hit the notification bell to be alerted when we post new videos that could impact your benefits. Thanks for watching, and remember, knowledge is your best asset when it comes to protecting your financial future.